Oh, blow.
The darker side of things. The darker side of things. The darker side of things. The darker side.
WoodStock and LJ.
What up, WoodStock?
What's up, LJ?
Shit, not shit. We about to do this thing, man. Man, I don't know where to go, where to start. Shit, we're gonna podcast. We're gonna get the pod on.
Oh yeah, we're gonna tell them the darker side of things.
Right, this is the darker side of things with LJ and WoodStock.
Woo!
Hey, so just to get shit started, I don't know where we want to go. I got a couple of things on my mind. What's on your mind right now?
Man, well, how do you feel about?
Oh, you just gonna jump it off, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
I didn't know. I thought you was gonna finesse it.
This is me finessing it.
This is you finesse. All right.
Look,
He about to finesse it. Let's go.
How do you feel about Kevin Samuel's message to black women?
I agree with it for the most part.
Okay.
I love Kevin Samuels. Mediocre. You sent me that video. I was like, oh shit.
Tutorials and reviews. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to both of them. Hell yeah. We just gonna start it off. We gonna piss black women off first and from the top, huh?
Nah, listen. I'm not gonna say we're pissing off black.
I love black
'cause
women.
This is the thing. If you followed him long enough, you know that Kevin Samuels is equally as hard on men. Probably.
Yeah. You're right.
You know?
You're right. He rough on men, but lately he just been getting into his female bag.
That's what's bringing him the money.
Well,
so.
yeah. I mean, you might as well.
Exactly. And
So,
he's from here. So
I know that's the cool part. I said, man, I ain't bumped to this motherfucker before, but
Not
yeah,
one time. I'm like, I've never.
he's just
seen
from down the street. You know what I mean? From Moore Norman and shit. We in the might as well say Oklahoma City.
Yeah, we in Oklahoma City, man.
I mean, if you walk like that way a little bit, you in Oklahoma City.
Pretty much.
So, anyway,
But yeah, no, I've been seeing this beef he has, or I guess sub war he has with Dr. Umar.
let's talk about this.
Yeah.
I've seen this too.
Yeah, Dr. Umar, man, I feel like he's trying to take that Derek Jackson role where
Man, I hope
he
not.
was. But I mean, that's just his
Not
videos.
not where he ended up
towards.
at
Yeah.
anyway. Because I like Dr. Umar. You know, I mean, because he say some real shit. He might, to me, he might be a little over the top on a bunch of shit. But I feel because there hasn't been enough of that. There hasn't been enough black over the top. It's time for it's time. You know what I mean? To get that message. That's why this is the darker side of things. We want to focus on that part. You know what I mean? I'm not that dark right now, but
Yeah,
still,
no, I feel like everyone's trying to be like a leader in the black community, but it's like, damn, sometimes you just gotta lead yourself, man. These people are not the end all be all on their opinions.
right. I mean, that's what I want to promote is free thinking and logical thinking. You know what I mean? I don't. Man, I'm gonna piss a bunch of people off whenever I talk.
Just go for it.
Nah, we'll get into it. We got a long way to go. We got a few episodes here. Let me do some adjustments here. You know what I mean? We'll get into it. I ain't gonna just jump off and make them mad. But so what's your thoughts though on his message? Like let's talk about it.
On his message,
Let's talk about it. Let's not just scratch the surface. Let's get into it.
I feel like his message is very specific towards because his thing is he's specifically talking about high value men.
Right. So so first of all, why do you want this? You know what? Or we need to back up though. This is the one thing that I don't know that he ever asked. What is your definition of a high value man? He asked him that, you know what I mean? Why do they want one?
Yeah.
Why do they think they deserve one? Why do all of this? But I've never, he may have, and I may just missed it, but I've never seen him ask, what's your definition of it? You know what I mean? And that's important because one woman's definition of a high value man is not going to be the same as another woman's. You know what I'm saying? So there's variables here.
I was going to say, I think because it's his show, he defines it as those top 1%.
But he can't though. I mean, he can't have these conversations with these women and just make the definition because he doesn't have an agreement.
That's how he biases the conversation.
Well, right, but he don't have an agreement with that woman of what her definition of a high value man is. You know what I mean? So that's where I think the breakdown is with him and his show. I like his content. I've watched a bunch of his content. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I definitely think that he needs to get the definition. But I'm not trying to tell the man. I can't tell the man. I got 6 followers and shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So.
But yeah, I mean, past asking that, I mean, that's kind of the whole premise of it is well, he's defining it as that 1%.
Yeah, he is.
And I mean, I guess if you're calling in, unless you expressly say, well, I'm not looking for that, I'm looking for this, then he's assuming that you're looking for this high value man since you're calling in asking for advice.
True.
Yeah.
So.
But in that case, I mean, I feel like some of them legit just call in just for
they want to get the tongue lashing.
Yeah. As much as they hate it, it's like, you know what to expect at this point.
Right.
The man is known
you
for
calling them or you whatever you're doing, Instagram, you know what I mean? However you get in touch with him. You know what you're doing. By now, this is not a question of what you're walking into. So why are you sitting up there mad?
Exactly.
Because you know what he's gonna say to you. Never mind. I'm not gonna say. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. What's oddly enough, I was in a clubhouse room the other day, and we were talking about this, and all the women kept trying to deflect, like, well, he's gay or he's this or that, and I'm like, what does it matter?
I mean, why would you even make that assumption? What evidence do you have that would prove that just because he's telling a woman that? And see, that's one thing I'm big on, man. You can't just say some shit without evidence and expect everybody else to believe what you're saying.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm down with you. Let's talk about it. All right. Well, show me how. Give me the details. Don't just vaguely say this shit happened. And that's what makes me so mad about the right wing people. That's what makes me so mad about right wing people because they'll just say some shit and just because they heard it. They homeboys say it or whatever. They just take that shit and run. That shit bothers me.
I mean, people don't think, man. That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. Critical thinking.
Skill.
Bro, I can't. This shit bothers me so bad. I'm in Facebook groups with right wingers all day long, and I do it because I like to argue. It brings me joy whenever I feel like I'm smashing them. I don't know why. But I ain't gonna do it just on regular Facebook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll go into a group and I'll say some shit.
Turn it up, yeah.
Yeah, shit. And I show my picture, put my real name on there. I stand behind what I say because I'm just gonna ask you questions. I'm not gonna make these claims that you're making. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna make these claims without evidence.
It's like if you're gonna put this forth in front of me, then where's your proof?
Right. Yeah. Because man, the last girl I was dealing with. That's why I ain't dealing with her no more. Because you gonna say some shit, all right, show me the proof that you have, or you just making shit up. Because you know what I mean? And, all right, we ain't gonna get into that. But,
yeah, no, and that's kind of, to tie this back into the Kevin Samuels thing, he does pull some statistics that I kind of know are like, hold on, dude, that's not, not right all the way.
And it's not my job to fact check. I'm not going to fact check you. But if I know some shit is just blatantly wrong and I can prove it, I'm going to do that. Exactly. But if I've got to go chase down your shit, all right. Because if you're going to throw numbers and shit out, you should also throw your sources if you want somebody to believe them, is my thought on any of that shit. I try to not talk about numbers. Let's talk about your epistemology first. How are you thinking about this shit? That's what I want to know before we start ever talking about your details. You know what I'm saying? How are you looking at shit? Let's have this conversation first. So that's the way I approach this shit.
You know, we should find out how we can interview him.
Man, I bet we could. Like, bro, we just live down the street from him. Well, I just want to talk to you. Let's get you on Skype. Let's get you on Zoom.
We can do that.
He gonna want to get paid. We have to pay.
I mean, yeah, of course, time is money. I mean, I'm sure.
Just
find out what that bag is, man.
Come on, Kevin.
Hell
you know you want to talk to it. you want to talk on the dark side of things.
Hell yeah.
So.
Yeah, but not so. How do you feel about this PPP thing, man?
Man, to me, you gotta be dumb than a motherfucker to apply for some shit and think that they not gonna come after you for their money.
They talking about free money. I'm like,
where have you ever seen free money? Where? You might find a bill on the ground that ain't really free. You just found some money.
Somebody else is hurting right now.
It ain't really free. I mean, it didn't cost you a thing to pick it up, but it ain't really free. It came at a cost. It just didn't cost you.
Exactly.
So, but
that's why I'm like, y'all read it. Y'all just hearing, oh, PPP, it's free money, go get it. And I'm like, hold on, wait. Yo. What does the PPP stand for? Me
and my best friend, Sean, shout out Sean. His ass, me and him was in this AutoZone one day, and this chick walked by and this money fell out of her pocket. It was a $20 bill. The motherfucker AutoZone dude, I'm sitting there watching, big tall white boy. He sitting there watching, we sitting over there looking at the shit we was looking at, trying to fix his car and shit. And we both looked at this motherfucker, watched him step on this $20 bill and pick this shit up, look around and shit like ain't nobody ever seen him. My man Sean said that shit loud as we was at the register. Hey, I dropped a 20. Did you pick up a 20? Dude was like, nah, I didn't see it. That shit's funny. Anyway, where was we at, man? I derailed.
No, you good. Nah. Just talking about that PPP and how many people about to go to jail.
Man, it's about to be a bunch of you motherfuckers going to jail.
Y'all, it's about to be more black people in prison probably for this than crack in the last 10 years.
Why though?
Because people...
Why? No, not why are they going to jail. I understand why they're going to jail. Why would you do this to yourself?
Granted, in some cases, I know some old people really did just get taken advantage of because they thinking, oh, okay,
man,
like, this is just a little, oh, okay, sure, why not?
Man, that's bad too. That part's bad. Get taken advantage of.
People that were like selling how to do it instead of just doing it themselves. Nah, you pay me like $500, I'll show you how to do it.
No shit.
And make it help.
I didn't see it. I didn't see all that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it became a whole little industry. The whole
I saw these motherfuckers getting it, but I didn't know they was doing it like that. Are you little shiesty motherfuckers?
Yeah, apparently you can get up to like 25,000. You know.
Wow. So that's why everybody got money during the pandemic.
And now the IRS and it was like, all right.
I mean, I've heard about it. I heard about it. You know what I mean? I see the memes and shit, but I don't pay that much attention to that shit. I know I'm not gonna do no dumb shit like that.
Oh, never.
You know what I mean? That's so fucking stupid.
It's like if you were gonna do it, you should have actually started a real fucking business. That way, at least you can say, "Well, I do have a business. It was used to."
Right. You at least have something to show for it.
Yeah.
Even if it's a terrible business.
For real.
Even if you ain't selling shit even to your mama.
I think I'm just reselling socks on eBay or something.
even if your mama won't buy products from you, at least start it.
If you looked on there, it was like people putting taxi driver, barber, and all this shit. I'm like, bro, you is not making $100,000 a year.
Man, show me a taxi.
Shit crazy.
This Lyft Uber life now, I guess.
In some areas, taxis are still a thing, but at this point, it's like, why? Might as well hit a Lyft or an Uber. The shit, I'm sure it's cheaper at this point.
Right.
I think I took a taxi like maybe a couple years ago. That shit cost me $30 to go 15 miles. I was like, bro, get the fuck out of here. I could have taken my grandma's.
Man, I don't go many places that I can't drive. You know,
exactly.
I mean, that's just really it. Shit, I'll make a long ass drive. I'm down with that.
Man, before COVID, I was hoping I could travel overseas and shit, but now I'm like, man, they want you to get this vaccine before you can even hop on a plane anywhere.
This place has got some fucked up ways. It's
Mm-hmm.
cool though, but it's got some fucked up ways. I don't like the shit that be going on in these other places sometimes, bro. I mean, I know the news media only show you the bad shit, and that shit is biased. I try not to watch mainstream media. I catch some of it though, but I try to go to independent sources. I use multiple sources. Basically,
You gotta do your due diligence.
Yeah. You gotta look at. I watch right wing, left wing. I watch Fox News, Breitbart. You know, just to see I got to see both sides of it.
I ain't gonna lie, I've been watching Al Jazeera because they do international news, and I'm like, I didn't know all this other shit was happening.
Yeah, I need to get into it. There's so much shit going on here. I can't worry about what's going on out there. That's why I'm not going there. I can't worry about y'all shit. I got too much shit going on here.
But you know they about to drag us into this Palestinian.
Man.
Somehow, some way.
That's some bullshit, though.
Into that shit, bro.
Let them Palestinians fucking have a place.
I mean, at this point, they already own 90%.
Let them have a place, man. Why y'all fucking with them?
They want to get rid of them.
Man, fuck all of y'all. I'm not being anti-Semitic. Leave them motherfuckers alone. You got all this other space. They got a space. Leave them alone. They there. Shit. Y'all there. Y'all wasn't there first. Somebody else was there first. Y'all moved them out, remember?
So look, here's the thing though. Watch how this all just history repeating itself. Imagine the Palestinian was the Native American when the white people showed up.
Right.
Essentially, we're essentially doing the same shit to them. Like COVID fucked all of them up.
Right.
Where was the U.S. government? Oh, y'all dying? Oh.
Man, they picked the wrong battles, in my opinion.
Like, for real.
They picked the wrong fucking battles. Why are you over there killing people in Yemen? We ain't got no business fucking arming Saudi Arabia to kill people in Yemen.
Exactly.
We don't have no business doing that. Period.
What? War is money, man. There's a lot of
it
money
shouldn't
involved.
be. That's fucked up. And I know that's the way of the world. And so my mind's crazy than a motherfucker. It started going all kind of places. Like I started thinking about like Rome, like you know how big Rome was. Like I started thinking about these other empires and how they not there now. And then I look at how we are today, and I'm like,
I mean, the way it's going now, our country is definitely not sustainable.
We about to collapse. You know what I mean? And I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, you see it. You can't. There's no denying it. There's such a divide here. How do you fix that shit? There's no fixing it. Because these motherfuckers are so bullheaded and these motherfuckers are so outrageous that they just can't come together. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a bunch of us here in the middle. Like, some of y'all shit is cool, but y'all stupid.
Yeah.
And some of y'all shit is cool, but y'all, I mean, calm down.
It's like the cooler heads, the voices of the cooler heads aren't able to reach the masses at the moment.
Right, but why?
Because the division, it fuels so much of the economy, from the media to all these other personalities that get paid to just stir and further divide the people with their opinions, whether they're right or wrong.
And it all comes back to critical thinking. All comes back to critical thinking. Just think for yourself.
Exactly.
Ask questions. Ask a bunch of questions.
Like, why are you doing this? If you're telling me this, then what's really happening behind you? Like,
ask
what are
questions.
You covering for?
Just
what's happening?
Man, people ask questions. They ask dumb questions sometimes. Why are you asking that question?
You had all this time to answer questions.
Ask this question. Man, this.
Nah, for real, man. I mean, honestly, ever since I took that political science class in college, it made me really just look at politics like the hometown fighting, like in a football game.
Man, it's so teams. Yeah, it's such teamsmanship.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And I wonder why black people are so gravitated to the Democratic Party. Because they don't make sense a lot of times.
I think So for some reason, it's like even throughout my childhood, just to give you a little background on myself, I felt like it was always just expected of you as a black person to be a Democrat. Like, oh, so these people were with this party, they did this, you need to be Democrat. But as I got older, I'm like, these people kind of full of shit. These other guys are full of shit. You know, kind of in the middle.
we didn't talk about that kind of shit whenever I was a kid. I mean, we talked about other shit.
They just expected, like, if you were a Republican in our family, bro, nah.
But
like,
now that I'm an adult, me and my father, we have a bunch of talks about politics and shit. You know what I mean? I mean, that's, you know, as an adult. But whenever I was a kid, we didn't talk about that kind of shit. So I didn't grow up like that. But hell, I probably have been into politics since right around Obama. You know, the middle of Obama. And I started growing into it and just following shit.
Is it bad? Like, I was a junior in high school when he got elected, but everybody else was excited around me, and I'm like, I don't know about this. Yeah. Like, this is too good to be true.
And when I say the middle of Obama, I mean the middle of the Obama campaign for the first. Yeah. So I voted the first time. I didn't vote the second time. I got purged. That shit pissed me off so bad.
You got purged?
I got purged, and I couldn't vote.
I didn't know that could happen.
Yeah. They've been doing that shit since hell, I don't know how long. So they got these rules. I didn't vote in the local elections and shit. I just voted Obama last time. You know, that I wasn't really into politics going into it, but I started learning and getting into it at that point. So I, you know, real hyped up. Of course I'm gonna vote for Obama. I mean, and bam, he get in there. So I'm still into politics and shit, but I'm not knowing to think what my go see what the local laws are, the voting laws. What restrictions are on? I didn't think about that kind of shit, and so I missed those elections, the local elections, the primaries and shit. I'm getting ready for the next 4 years. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just waiting. I'm ready to vote for a second term. Let's go. And I go to vote. Or I go to check my registry, and I get this letter in the mail. You've been removed for the voter rolls because you haven't voted in these elections or some shit. I'm like, what? So I try to go back, and oh no, it's too late. We've already had the primaries. You've already made it past the time to register. So you're just gonna have to wait till next cycle.
Wow. So
ever since then, I've been getting, you know, now I know you're not gonna fuck me like that no more. I didn't know that shit was like that. And see, people don't know that shit. They got them little rules. You need to go check your voter laws because they purging you. If you're not voting in nothing but these general elections, they gonna get you out of here. You see how they drawing the lines and shit? You know, they draw lines around black people to keep them from voting, just to try to skew the numbers, man. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, well, when I found out about with the prison populations, the reason they have these populations way out in the middle of nowhere so they can count the people so they have a larger vote and representation. Right. But, you know, their vote's not counted with that. That's just crazy.
Man. So
it's like we're getting fucked on all sides.
I want people to start paying attention to this shit, though. Motherfuckers don't care. We out doing dumbass shit, man. Man, I just don't get it. Like motherfuckers they don't look around them. They just see what's in their little area and what's in their vicinity. I know I don't look outside of, I mean, I follow some international politics, but most of the shit that I follow is here because, like I said, it's so much. But people don't even look outside their own 4-block area. You know what I mean? And
that's scary.
Yeah, I mean it is, and it's nothing but turmoil in them little areas, man. And there's nobody thinking or talking about this kind of shit there. They talking about other shit. You know, they talking about how to survive. If you're just really being real about it. You know. So I mean,
you know what's crazy? Oklahoma's one of those states where if you don't have a car, it is next to impossible to do anything.
Yep. There's the bus system sucks. I mean, you can catch a bus.
They're trying, but
yeah, they do. I mean, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, bus system.
But you gotta get on there like 5:30 in the morning and ride it for 3 hours to get anywhere.
I mean, shit is. Oklahoma is one of the largest cities in America as far as land size. It's not very big population wise, and the core of it is not very big, but it's one of the largest cities in America as far as land size. Yeah, yeah. So people don't think of that. They look at the population and they try to judge it by like that. But Oklahoma City's big. Hell, it could take you 20 to 30 minutes to drive from one side of town to the other side of town. Yep. And you'll have to go on 4 highways to get there. You know what I mean? You know, 4 interstates. Well, at least 3. Shit, I-40, I-35, and I-44. You know what I mean?
And I've done that my whole life without even thinking of
like
that.
Right. I mean, there's not a lot of places like that. And I-35 goes across up and down, and then I-40 goes all the way across.
About 3 hours you out of the state in any direction.
Right. And people don't even venture that far. You know what I mean? People not even visit. I mean, I've never been to Kansas.
I unfortunately had to.
You have to?
I had to, yeah. It was terrible.
I've never been there. I imagine this Oklahoma will continue.
No. You have to imagine it. You know, like when you're out in Woodard and it's just all just fields and fields of whatever crop they're harvesting at the time.
Yeah.
That's what it was in Kansas for an hour straight. I had to go visit my uncle. He was at a military base. And I literally was like, bro, have I gone anywhere? I feel like I'm in hell, limbo, driving through the same shit for an hour.
For real.
Yeah.
Shit, I've been east and west basically as far as you can go on I-40. Obviously, I've been all throughout Texas, and I've been to Chicago. I've never been above the Mason-Dixon line other than Chicago.
I'm actually supposed to go to Chicago next month. How was it?
When I went, it was cold as fucking, and it was rough. I was there for 2 nights. I ate this old busted-ass, thick-ass, weird-ass pizza.
Isn't that what they're known for?
Yeah, it was weird as fuck, though. I was like, this is lasagna? I didn't know what a lasagna. I mean, it's just thick. That shit is like this, and it's, I don't know. I mean, it was good. I ate that shit with a fork.
Where'd you go?
I don't remember the name of it. It was, gotcha. I got pointed. There's like, this is the spot. If you want, I was like, where do I go to get this Chicago pizza y'all be talking about? There's like, this is the spot. It was downtown. Because that's where I was staying there. I was on a corporate trip and shit. So
the locals will know what we're referring
to. Yeah. If you're there in Chicago, you'll know what the fuck I'm talking about. There's this spot down there. It was cool, little flat spot. I went in there, got this little thick ass fucking pizza. It was probably like 6 inches wide and then like 7 or 8 inches long and shit. It was a little rectangle.
Gotcha.
And it was just a little thick motherfucker. And I ate about half of it, and I was full in a bitch. I couldn't go no more.
So Little Caesars ran off with their idea and made the deep dish, huh?
Man, it's super deep. Though. Like I'm talking about like almost 4 inches deep. That shit was thick, bro. I might be exaggerating a little bit. That bitch was thick though.
Yeah, I don't know if I would eat all that.
Yeah, it didn't. I was like, this ain't pizza. This lasagna, or it's, you know what I mean. This is bread with like a thick layer of sauce. Yeah, sauce and meat.
That's crazy. I'm definitely trying.
It was good though. It was good though. That I don't call that pizza. I'm sorry. I love it. I mean, I love y'all. It was cold as fuck. I did not enjoy your town while I was there because whenever I tried to go out, that wind was coming through, cutting. It was cold as fuck. I just walked back to the hotel. I was like, I'm not doing this.
Hey,
I went and grabbed a bottle, and I was like, man, just
hey, we kicking it in tonight.
It's in. What's on TV?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think north of Colorado. I think Colorado's the farthest north.
I've been to Colorado, so I guess I have been above the Mason-Dixon.
Yeah. But there's nothing up north that has attracted me. I mean, I know people say you want to go to New York and shit. But
I don't right now for sure.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, I don't want to be in there.
I don't know, or the Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. I'm good. I don't want DC. Nah, shit, y'all was just run over by a bunch of white people that are saying right now that they ain't do nothing wrong. Are you fucking kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Let a bunch of black people run up in the motherfucking capital of America, every one of them would be shot. They might not all be dead, but every one of them would be shot.
They damn sure wouldn't have got nowhere near that building.
They wouldn't have had no shortage of bullets.
Mm-hmm.
They would have been popping somebody and popping somebody and popping somebody. It's just been dead black people all over the place, just like in Tulsa.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and to deny that is you're just not being intellectually honest, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Or it don't even have to be black people. Let's say it was Muslims that did it. How many of them Muslims do you think would be alive?
0.
There wouldn't be not a one. But y'all do it in the name of freedom. Bitch, you don't speak for the majority. Obviously, because he lost. You haven't proven anything otherwise, or we wouldn't be having this conversation. Because if your evidence showed that, I would honor that. If you had the evidence, I would honor it. So, prove it.
So, here's a question for you.
Go ahead.
Now that we've had Biden for these couple of months, do you think America chose right?
Nah, not really.
I think we were
but it's not because they should have picked Trump. I don't feel that at all. I'm glad to have that motherfucker out the office. Mm-hmm. We could work with somebody else, but I can't deal with this belligerent motherfucker that just wants to pretend like I'm stupid and didn't see what I just saw or hear what I just heard. Yeah. I can't deal with that kind of person.
The person insults your intelligence.
Yeah, right. Don't do that to me. I'm not fucking dumb. I just saw you and I just heard you. You can't tell me I didn't hear it. My lying ears ain't lying to me. That's it. You know what I mean? That shit. I can't deal with a person like that. That's just gonna gaslight me like that. Like I just didn't see or hear you do that. I can't deal with it. So I'm glad he gone. I don't want to prosecute him, persecute him. I want him to be a TV celebrity. Let him go make his money. Leave the motherfucker alone. He gonna go get his Netflix special and shit. Let him do what he do.
He got a
let him do what he do. He got his. It'll make his fans happy. They might shut the fuck up if you get a Netflix special. You know what I mean? Just let him do that. And
I can easily see him buying his own island and telling his followers to move there. I'll take care of you. Come on,
man. And then he'll leave them. It'll just be a bunch of white people on an island and a couple of Mexicans.
Oh, shit.
And like 4 black dudes that is the black population don't want nothing to do with them anyway. Y'all motherfuckers go.
I'm like, y'all gave up on us a long time ago.
Right.
Go ahead.
Candace Owens' ass could go.
Mm-hmm. I said the dude the other day said America wasn't racist. Oh my God, I can't remember what that man's name is.
I mean, but how are you defining this? What is your definition of this? How do let's start there.
Okay.
Let's start. No, I mean, not talking to you.
Okay.
I'm talking about this dude that says America's not racist. So what is your definition of this? What is your definition of racist? You know what I mean? How is your perception of this? That's what I got to know. Then we can talk about it after that.
Some people I realize use racist and prejudice like interchangeably, and it's not the same thing.
Yes, exactly. And my thought is, let's set definitions, right? Let's set definitions. Let me understand exactly what you're saying, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm saying. You know what I mean? We'll come to an agreement, and then we'll talk about this shit. Because once you do that, this shit is a lot easier to discuss. A lot of times, because you can cut through a lot of bullshit, but you gotta set definitions first, or this shit's not gonna work. Because you're thinking one thing and you're defining one thing, one way in your head, and they got a whole different outlook on it. And if you can't come together, that's back to that Kevin. I mean, we just going right back to the Kevin Samuels thing.
It's all related,
right? Exactly. It's the same non-thought. I mean, I don't get it.
People are hopping from follower to follower. So, actually, to give you another story, I don't know. Do you know Young Pharaoh and
I don't.
all them are?
Oh yeah, shit. Yep.
Yeah. So I just so happened to hop on them early.
Young Pharaoh, he's the one that got declined from the Republican National Convention or whatever it was, right? Or whatever was the AIPAC. I think wasn't it AIPAC?
Something like that. Yeah.
I think so. Okay. Yes. He was on there, and then he was like, because I watched his little video response. I'm not gonna say a little video. It got a lot of views. Shout out to Young Pharaoh. I know who you're talking about. Yes.
So I had followed a lot of those guys like him early on, and then it was because of following them and then watching how they switched and changed and flipped on.
What about you know who Hotep Jesus is?
Yeah, all them guys.
I fuck with Hotep Jesus. Uncle Hotep Jesus. I like the Hotep's Been Told You. I may not agree with everything they say. I like their podcast.
Exactly. That's kind of where I'm at with all of them. I'm like, bro, I can't take y'all shit for fact.
Yeah. I don't.
Y'all be kind of throwing some bullshit out there, man. Let's be honest.
Right. But I fuck with you, though. I fuck with you. Speaking of the podcasts.
The darker side of things.
This is the darker side of things. Mm-hmm. But I want to talk about another podcast.
The Joe Budden podcast.
The Joe Budden podcast. So I've been listening to Joe Budden really consistently since it was, I'll name that podcast later. Mm-hmm. And when he just finally made the Joe Budden podcast, I didn't catch the I caught it right as he was transitioning to the Joe Budden podcast, not before when he had the female co-host. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't catch that part of it. It was right when he got Rory and Maul in there. Mm-hmm.
So like in the 70s probably. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I got there at the end. Then they transitioned to the Joe Budden podcast from there, and then they went. Mm-hmm. So and I've been rocking with him. Hell, I was rocking with him whenever him and Academics did their thing on
Everyday Struggle.
Yeah, that was dope. I like that show, and
of course that happened.
I hate that went that way.
Because honestly, that was probably the best like hip hop culture show that was out.
That was a great little show. I used to fuck with every episode. That was a good show.
He said they still getting offered like millions to do that show.
He need to do something else because I fuck with Joe Budden.
Yeah,
I like Joe Budden. I don't know about what happened here. So what happened? Let's cut to it because I've in the last 2 or 3 months I've been listening, but I haven't been able to catch this last little part. What happened?
So essentially, to give you the nuts and bolts of it. Rory felt that he was owed more money is what the understanding is. They kept saying it wasn't about money, but in his last episode that he posted, then deleted, and then put pieces of all over the place, he kind of explained like, well, this nigga is trying to find out where's the money from the Spotify deal? Like, what was that deal? Like, what were we offered? Because essentially...
But they talked about that at the beginning. They was so happy with the Spotify deal. When they got it, they was so. But how are you sitting there vocally being happy if you're really not?
Because they're good at putting on the smoke and mirrors, man.
Fuck that. Fuck that. I can't do it.
If you go back and even look at the clips, like they weren't really saying nothing.
They
wasn't. Really Joe doing all the talking.
That's true. But they was hype. I guess they was just being pumped in. Come on, Joe.
But essentially, on paper, what it boils down to is Joe's the complete owner and their employees. Roy was wanting to see the books, and he's wanting to, hey, where's his money going? Like,
I can't.
I
can't fault him for that, and especially if they signed a deal that said that. I don't know what they contractual shit was. I don't.
Well, that's part of the thing. Joe aired a lot of that shit out too. Was like, nah, y'all don't own this. This is all me. When
it's the Joe Budden podcast
can work that out,
with Rory and Maul. The Joe Budden, y'all's name was just an attachment. They could put he could put Spinderella on his podcast.
Well, see, and that's the thing. What had happened was when they left the first time, because he had told Rory to take a few pods off, because he had
shout out Spinderella.
He had told him to take a few pods off because he, kept inviting him to fight. Like, hey man, we could take this outside. So Jordan's like, you know what, chill. Maul slowly took offense, like, hey man, you ain't got the power. Why you telling him to go take a seat without talking to us first? And Joe's like, this ain't none of your business, bro. Wow. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I missed it. It's
and that so episode... they replaced the two of them actually. Well,
I've seen that. That's why I was like, well, what the? I was like, wait a minute. You're not Rory and Maul. Exactly. but the credits still said that, and I was like, all right, so these fools on vacation. What's going on?
So that's when they just weren't at the show and they were still trying to figure it out with Joe.
So they was boycotting.
Yeah, but Maul was offended because he's like, y'all should have stopped the show. Joe Parks and everybody's like, for what?
It's the Joe Budden podcast.
Exactly. They're like, the show still got to go on. Money still got to be made.
Joe Budden podcast. If you wanted it to be the Rory and Maul and Joe podcast, you should have made it the Rory and Joe and Maul podcast.
Oh, well, this is what makes it worse. Joe's like, I told these niggas that if y'all wanted to go off and start your own shit, I would let you use the likeness.
Right.
Like, y'all could have started your own shit.
Right. You could have spun off and done. Why are y'all? Come on, man. You signed up for this.
They were being lazy.
It's the Joe Budden podcast. Seriously.
Yeah, so I guess Rory's trying to audit him for this shit. So he's like, you know what? Fuck it. Both of y'all fired.
Okay.
That's it.
I heard he did it on the episode.
On this last episode, yeah.
Yo, is it on there?
He didn't show up. They didn't show up even for that. It was him by himself with Parks and everybody else.
He didn't even fire him in person. Okay.
He was, I guess, going to, but the niggas didn't even have the.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's like, all right, yeah, y'all ain't breaching your contract. Y'all try to start something within a year, I'm suing y'all ass.
So, I mean, come on, man. You signed a contract. Honor your contract.
You gotta check the episode when they first came back.
Okay.
Because after that, they kind of aired their side of what happened.
I hope this shit stay on there, Joe. Don't delete this shit, please.
I actually downloaded it, so if you need to hear it. Because he been flagging everything on YouTube. I just ripped a copy of it.
Yeah.
But no, when they came back, I mean, Rory sounded like he was ready to piece some shit up. But Maul was like kind of on some respect shit. Like, bro, like you owe your friends respect. And Joe's like, man, I don't owe y'all shit.
I mean, he do owe him respect, man. Those supposedly your boys, or that's how you sold it to us, you know.
Nah, but in his last episode, he's like, nah, man, like I met Rory like a year before we started the show. And then I guess Maul been living on his couch for 10 years. He like aired some shit out, like that nigga used to hide the detergent and shit. It's like, I didn't even know where this nigga was sleeping before I started talking to him. I'm like, bro, why are you telling us this stuff? This is kind of nasty. Like, these supposed to be your boys, man.
That's crazy. I didn't know they. I heard about it. I was like, what the. And Kia, shout out to my girl Kia, Kay Holly. Shout out to her. She messaged me and she's like, "Hey, you see the Joe Budden podcast no more?" I was like, "Yeah, I heard it, but I ain't seen it." Man. Yeah,
no, he was going in his last episode, man. Okay. I was like, all right, even if he wanted them to come back, that ain't happening. Damn, it's probably gonna be Ice and Ish going for it. Honestly, them two ain't that bad. At least they talk more. Because Maul, kind of these last couple was just like, man.
I wanna see Joe Budden do more like Everyday Struggle, man. I want to see more of that Joe Budden.
But I think he has to have someone that is mutually.
Although I say I like the pull up. You ever watch the pull up? Sure. Yeah, I like the pull up.
That's his better version, in my opinion.
I like the pull up. So I like when he's talking about music and shit. Mm-hmm. I know he talks about music a lot on the podcast, and you get a lot of inside shit into music from the podcast. But I like Studio Joe too. You know what I mean?
Well, sometimes I'll be feeling like he's just being a contrarian. Like, I gotta be difficult just to be difficult, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's Joe Budden, though. I mean, he's put that in his music. You know what I mean? That's how he did. You know, that's his mindset. That's how he is. He's that guy. Mm-hmm. He's been that guy. You've seen him on these motherfucking shows. I don't even watch that show. What's that show's name?
Because he left State of the Culture. He was on
no. The one that the females all like. The one where they inside their relationships and shit, and they live their relationships be breaking up on TV and shit.
Love and Hip Hop.
Yes, that show. I don't watch it. That, yeah. I know all the females watch it and shit. I forgot about it, but now that we're talking Joe Budden.
The only reason I knew about the show was because he was on it. And there was a clip floating around of Sin complaining about this nigga not fucking her enough. And I was like, bro, ain't no way in hell I'm letting my girl say this shit about me on TV.
On TV?
Bro, no. We've been done right then and there. Like, hey, man, look.
You never know what's going through his head, though. So I'll give him that.
He's just like, fuck it, man. We're going to get this bag. Get these ratings up. I'm going to get these dick pills, y'all. Fuck it.
Hey, whatever, man. I don't care about his... I don't care about that. But I know them motherfuckers be wilding on that show. I can't watch that kind of shit. I don't want to see none of that.
But you know what? That on a micro scale is kind of what black people are doing on a macro as far as it's just drama we're consumed with.
That's
all
true.
Day.
And we live with, that's crazy to me because you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And I didn't look at it like that. But now that you mention it, you're right. That shit.
Or there's love of hip hop, politics, whatever else the fuck is going on. It's just.
And that shit is playing out in daily lives. You know what I mean? On a macro scale. You know what I mean? It's not. That's
people
crazy.
Just emulating their favorite personality on TV and shit.
Yep. And
I'm gonna get a bag. I'm gonna get on TV.
What the problem is, the younger generation that's coming up now, a lot of these motherfuckers just don't give a fuck about shit. They have no regard for life.
No respect.
No respect. They feel entitled about everything, and that's because we're not teaching and telling and giving good messages. Because hell, people from my age was fucking doing that shit. You know what I mean? I did some of that stupid ass shit. But
so here's a side question.
Go ahead.
Another little zinger for you. Do you think this leftist liberal movement for accepting everything is kind of harming the children coming forward?
Yeah. I like how would I say this? I like to look at politics kind of. Let's look at issue by issue. I don't want to just say I'm left. I don't want to just say I'm right. But let's look at this shit issue by issue. You know what I'm saying? I'm pro two amendment. You know, 2A. I'm 2A all day. Second Amendment. I'm in. Because I do feel like we have a right to defend ourselves.
For sure.
And just because you pass a law doesn't mean everybody's going to follow that law. So you can't ban guns. All you're going to do is take guns away from citizens that want to protect themselves or need to or have to protect themselves. You know what I mean? That's all you're going to do, because the criminal's not going to get their guns away because you put a law out. You know what I'm saying?
Take them serial numbers off and hide them somewhere.
They don't even have to do that. You know what I mean? They go give them to somebody, sell it. You know, they do all kind of shit. But it ain't going to stop. It ain't going to make them get rid of it. And they're not going to stop doing what they're doing. Exactly. So I'm 100% pro gun. Let me have my guns. Leave them alone. But at the same time, I do think that there's a problem with some of these shootings. I think that on a major scale, when you look at things in a per capita basis, it's not as bad as it seems. But the media glorifies a lot of that shit, and that's all we see. So we think it's as bad as it is. And that, I'll even say that with black issues too. If the media didn't put them out there, just throwing it out there, because if it bleeds, it leads. And we know that black people per capita, percentage wise, are persecuted, prosecuted, all of that shit.
And still we strive for success.
Right. But, and I don't want to make excuses, because we all have the ability to get out and do. We just have to have, the mentality to do it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's a whole different story. But I really feel like, man, I just wish everybody would critically think, is really what it comes down to. And there's not enough. It comes back to me, it comes back to that. That's foundational to me.
Well, see, I think, and so I want to give people as much context about myself so that you understand.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
so,
yeah, for sure.
For me, my mom had me at 14, right?
Okay.
So I would say that I was a part of a generation where, I know even back then it wasn't okay, but I got that experience.
And so how old are you? You're 30? About to be
30 next year. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm 41.
41. Okay.
Yeah.
So from my perspective, I'm just now in my 20s learning all the things that I should have been taught or thought that I should have learned when I was younger. But my mom didn't know because she didn't know.
Right. And that's the same thing, that I'm at. I'm just 11 years old or 12 years older than you. You know, me and, my parents, they taught me shit. They taught me a lot of good shit. They taught me hard work. They taught me work ethic. They taught me how to be a person of your word. You know, I had to pay the penalty for a lot of shit that I did, a lot because I was a terrible kid. But as I grew to an adult, you know, I didn't like that shit whenever I got my ass beat because I got my ass kicked a lot of times. Whenever I got my ass kicked, like they be calling the child's. Well, I won't go there because that happened to my pops too, but we'll talk about that later. But anyway, they'll call the shit on some simple shit. You know what I mean? So I used to get my ass kicked, but you know what I mean. I'm not gonna complain about it. It made me a better person today. Exactly. And I think back about some of those ass whoopings, like, man, I'm glad he kicked my ass like that because it made me think about consequences. And it's consequences to them actions, for real. And that's what a lot of kids don't see right now. There's no consequences to the shit they do. And why? Why?
Because the generation of kids are being raised by, starting now, my generation of people where most of them didn't really get the best raising. The media that we came up watching and looking at, I mean, bro, I was in like leaving elementary into middle school and Flavor of Love and shit was just coming on TV. So the first, generation really getting that love and hip hop type shit.
I got you.
I'm in there. No, and I'm seeing it amongst my peers. Like, some of them just did not grow up past.
I was born in 1980, the second day of 1980.
Oh, shit.
So,
you got to see all that, huh?
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah. I mean, I was young in the early 80s, obviously. But, shit, as I grow through the late 80s.
Started seeing it.
Excuse me.
Started recognizing it.
That burp was brought to you by Bud Light.
Maybe those sponsors.
Right. But yeah, for real. I grew up through a lot of shit a lot of political shit happened in the 80s, and I didn't even know shit about that. Like I said, I didn't start thinking about that shit through until the Obama years. But before that, I was into sports. You know what I mean? Watching Jordan shit, watching Joe Montana. Well, I caught the end of Joe Montana. I caught the highlights and shit. I'm Steve Young all day, 49ers, baby. But Jerry Rice.
I'm trying to think. When I was old enough to remember sports, I think Brett Favre was still killing it. Deion Sanders was with the Cowboys.
Well, shit, Deion Sanders was a 49er, too. That was his better years. Fucking Cowboys.
Wasn't there for those.
Yeah.
But
he's an Atlanta guy though. When I think of Deion, I think about baseball and Falcons. That's it. Braves and Falcons. Braves would be my team. Also, if I had to say I had a baseball team, I'd say it'd be the Braves. I don't really like baseball really. I'd watch it in person. Yeah. I can't watch it on TV. That shit. Nope.
That just looks boring on TV.
It's boring. I'd rather watch golf than baseball on TV. I'm just being flat out for real.
It was funny. I'd rather watch golf on TV just because in real life, I don't know where the fuck the ball is. Like,
golf hurts my hands whenever I try to swing. I always hit the ground and shit, vibrate the fuck out of the club. I can't do it.
You remember Happy Gilmore, man? It's all in the hips.
I can't do it, man. Fuck it. I'll watch it or something else. I'm not going to play golf. I'll go to Top Golf. I'll still grind the ground a lot, but I'll go to Top Golf. But other than that, that's it. Or I'll go to a driving range. I'd be down for that. I'd need to use somebody's clubs, though. I'm going to fuck it up, so you might want to give me your Buster clubs, because I'm going to bend the fuck out of it, hitting that ground the whole time.
So who would you say your favorite basketball team is?
Right now, it's the Thunder. Before we got the Thunder here in Oklahoma, it was the Dallas Mavericks.
Gotcha. Yeah. Which, I hate to say it, but mine was with the Lakers, mainly because when I was watching the Lakers, it was Kobe, man.
My brother's,
number 8?
My brother's a Lakers fan.
Number 8? But, of course, we got the Thunder, so I switched to the Thunder.
I switched to the Thunder whenever we got them, because I always said if we get a pro team, growing up, if we get a pro team, that's going to be my team. You know what I mean? We had a basketball team. They were a little, I don't even know what division. They were a semi-pro basketball team, the Cavalry. And I used to go to there. You remember the Cavalry?
Yeah. I used to see little advertisements.
Yeah. And I used to go to them games, and I was like, if we ever get a team, I want a football team, but if we ever get a team, that's going to be my team. And we got the Thunder. Well, first we got the Hornets.
Hornets, yep.
And I was like, oh shit,
This
this might actually happen. Because they got them in the arena there, and then
they realized how crazy we were about our team.
Right, about
like,
sports.
Oh, yeah, this
right,
is money.
Right.
This is a good market.
Yep, you're exactly right. Man, and so I've been riding with Thunder since. Westbrook right now is my favorite player. I will say that. I hate that he's on the Wizards. I want him back here, pronto, ASAP. Come on, Russ. We need you, bro.
You think that's gonna happen, though?
He need to come here and retire. I think he's gonna go play for another team, get him a championship, then come here and retire. That's my hopes. Anyway, he might get one with Washington though. I mean,
it's a lot harder he played and the stuff he did. I hope he get at least one.
Man, he's got the most heart in the NBA. To me, that's what matters.
Because he puts it all out there for sure.
Because people say he passed stats and shit, but come on, man. How have you ever seen how hard a big man goes after rebounds? You know they get paid bonuses for getting a certain amount of rebounds and shit.
I know.
Why do you think that man's right? Why do you think that man's not going to go try to get that rebound? He's not going to just give his bonus to Russell Westbrook. They all fighting for that shit. Come on, you can't convince me of that. And for people to say he's not a team player, this man, 20 assists is not a team player. 20 rebounds is not a. Come on, man. You can't convince me.
He's like a Swiss Army knife on the court.
You can't convince me.
For real.
I mean, you don't want to talk about LeBron. He cool. I like LeBron, but.
I hate to say it, but he's definitely status-wise going to end up being higher than Jordan. I don't know about the shoes, but everything else, yeah.
Man, who, LeBron?
Yeah. He ain't touching Jordan.
I got mixed feelings on LeBron, man.
Yeah, but
I got mixed feelings on LeBron.
He's cool, man.
How you feel about KD though?
He's
I hate it. Look,
he's a conundrum for me, man.
My thought is this: I hate how he left.
Exactly.
I understand why he left. Nah, I don't even understand why he left.
Because the year he left, I was like, bro, y'all could have won.
Because you were talking to these dudes during this game. I know you fucking were, bro. And,
that's why I feel like
you was up, and all you was thinking about you wanted to get with these motherfuckers because you thought you would have something better over there. Which you did get you some rings over there. What? How many did you get? One, two?
Yeah.
How many? I don't remember.
Two. I think it's two.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, that was your ring to win. When you threw it, that was your ring to win.
You could have brought that shit here, but you didn't. You chose not to, and then you left. You went and joined them, and then y'all had a historic run.
But it would have been it'd have been legacy cemented had he won it here.
It would have cemented a lot of legacies if he would have had it here. I mean, Serge Ibaka's legacy.
I think we fought this hard and we finally got it.
Well, I don't know if it would have got Serge Ibaka's, but I like Serge. He's one of my favorite players.
He be pissing me off, boy, for that three. When he hit it, I'm like, yes, but boy, he misses so often. Stop.
I just like that dude. You know what I mean? I just root for him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's a few Thunder players that I just root for, like Nick Collison. How could you not root for that guy?
He's been there for ages, man.
He was a Seattle player. You know what I mean? Well, so
damn, so he came over with the merger.
So did KD and Westbrook though. They were drafted by Seattle right as they came over here.
I know they were probably salty, like shit, Oklahoma.
I think I'm right on that. I might.
I'm pretty sure you're right. I think KD maybe played like
a
little bit there first, and then before he came over.
Yeah, I think I'm right on that.
That was the big thing. Oh, we're getting KD.
Desmond Mason is another one of my favorite players. I actually met him in Dillard's. I was selling shoes at Dillard's, and I went, "Hey, ain't you Desmond Mason?" He was like, "Yeah." He was with some chick, so I didn't. I didn't. That's all I asked. I was like, "All right, yeah." Shook him up. Nice to meet you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Another salesperson beat me to him. Mm-hmm. I got Desmond Mason. Oh shit. Oh shit, that is Desmond Mason. But
I'd have been like, shit, man, he probably tipped good too.
Right. I was selling women's shoes. He had brought a broad up there, Desmond. I'm not trying to call you out. I'm not gonna give no years away, even though I kinda almost have. I give you a basis. Hope that was your girl. My bad. I didn't mean to say that, but it was a good part of my story.
Yeah. I'm sure he don't even remember.
Yeah, he don't even remember, and she probably don't even remember. But anyway, or maybe she do. You never know. I don't care. I really don't care. I said it now. It's out there.
Yeah. I think the only person that had any sort of fame that I've ever met would have been David Banner, actually.
I fuck with David. I like David Banner. Have you ever listened to his podcast?
I didn't know he had a podcast.
He's got a podcast. You should check it out.
I will. No, I had met him when I was like 8. This is crazy. He signed a hat for me, and I still have this hat.
Oh, yeah?
To this day, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Don't know why I still have the hat, but I still have it, man. Whenever I see you, I'm going to make you sign that bitch again.
Right. We're going to see you, motherfucker, because it's the dark side of things. We'll get David Banner on the dark side of things.
Hell yeah. The God box and all.
Right. Fuck with some God box.
Hell yeah.
But, what else we want to talk about? We've been going for an hour. We've been going a minute.
Damn, we have.
Yeah.
That's crazy. First episode, man. I'm glad
First episode, got an hour in. If you listen here, we love you. You are now a fan. We don't even care if you don't listen again. We do care if you.
Oh, you're going to want to.
Yeah, right. Because we're going to talk about some shit. So, what else on your mind? What's your thoughts?
I'm
about to take this shot of 18.
There was that story you sent me about the gentleman that got
arrested.
Dude. Yeah.
So, that was strong.
Yeah, I could tell that look on your
1800. I ain't never got this one. I used to get the 1800 silver.
Oh yeah.
But this is the reposado, and they was like, we was out of silver, but you can get this one. It's $3 less than selling you 2 pints. I was like, all right, let's do it.
Hell yeah. Well, it sounds like you definitely liked it.
It's cool. It's cool. Hopefully they'll sponsor. Somebody sponsors. Shit.
They will.
We'll talk about some shit. You gonna want to, right? You gonna want to. So what else on your mind? Tell me again. I'm sorry.
No, it was about the gentleman that got arrested for shooting.
Right.
Was trying to burglarize his
business. I watched a Roland Martin video on it, and I got some basic information. I didn't get a chance to brush up on it, so I don't want to disrespect this man. We'll talk about it at another time.
Okay.
I sent it to you, and I said we was gonna look at it. Then I got busy at work, and I didn't get a chance to do it.
I actually read the article.
Did you? I read it, but I want to retain details. You know what I mean? I know what happened, but
So how do you feel about the OMMA as far as what they've done to let our listeners know?
Tell me about this. Let our listeners know what it is first.
Okay, so what happened with the gentleman was a guy was breaking into his business. He killed him. But his marijuana license had expired and he hadn't gotten it renewed yet. So he's being charged for a felony, basically, for operating
for killing the man.
Business. Yeah, and that.
Well, for killing the man. But hold on, let's back up.
Well, they're actually charging him for the business shit too because it was expired.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I didn't catch that part of it. Okay. I knew
that's why they was like, oh, no, bro.
That's why. So you didn't have a legal marijuana business. That's why we're charging you for murder because he was robbing an illegal operation. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, damn, I want a roofer to do like, man, you're protecting yours, but you
why wouldn't your papers right? Exactly. Oklahoma's supposedly, I don't know how to run these licenses and shit to run a dispensary. It's 600 fucking dispensaries though. So it can't be that fucking difficult to keep unless all these motherfuckers just running illegal shits.
Some of them are, but legit, all you have to do is renew your license through their little portal on the website like every year. That's it.
Okay, so
it really is cut and dry. Like, so it's just somebody has to remember.
It's just do your paperwork.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, use Outlook, set messages. You know what I mean?
Schedule like, hey, we need to set reminders.
I know you got a phone. 98% of people got a phone nowadays.
Now, granted, in some people's defenses, the OMMA was taking a super long ass time to renew people's shit.
And I say I don't like numbers, and I threw a number out. But I know it ain't 98%, but I know it's a high fucking number of people got a phone. Little fucking 4-year-olds got phones and shit now.
Now, yeah. Be on YouTube all day, don't know shit.
Right, right. You barely know how to push buttons, but you pushing the shit out this YouTube.
Don't even know how to read, just memorize the pictures.
But I do. Oh, I should have named this Scatterbrained and Woodstock podcast because I'll go all over the place on you because I got so many thoughts in my head. I'm thinking about a lot of shit. So if I happen to derail us, bring us back.
Okay.
And if you can't bring us back, let's just go where we're going.
Well, that's what I've been doing.
But I'll spin all around this motherfucker just so you know and just so my listeners know. We'll talk about some shit and then in a minute, like, wait a minute. Wouldn't we just talk about this shit? Wait a minute. I thought you was talking about... Nah, we talk about this now.
Well, just to give people more information about the licensing, you have 30 days now. They just passed it to where if your shit expires, you get 30 days to renew it. Or if your renewal papers are already submitted, your expired license will be okay to use until then. But that still is some iffy shit because, like, bro, this is technically still expired. Like, there could be a cop one day just being a dick.
My thing is Joe Biden. Listen to this podcast, please, Joe Biden. And when you do, I need you to hear me. Decriminalize drugs.
That's not gonna happen.
Decriminalize marijuana. He needs to move it. He needs to move it to class 2.
You want to know why I say he's not going to do it? Because
he's not going to do it.
He keep jumping over that every time.
No, he's already said he's not.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. He just be like...
But Joe Biden, come on, man. I think you're a reasonable old dude.
Nah.
Come on, man. Oh, this motherfucker just fired people in his staff.
Bro, they just passed the Asian hate bill. They don't give a fuck about what we talk about.
I know. I'm not Asian, though. Don't hate me. I'm mixed. My mama's white, Joe. She might be your kin.
My cousin got some Asian in it. But no, I'm aside though, man. Like, they really should have decriminalized this a long time ago.
Yeah, and there's no reason that people should go to jail for weed. Period.
That's
but
the point.
There's no reason people should go to jail for weed and alcohol is legal. You hear how I sound right now on alcohol.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That don't make no sense to me. It makes none. And Joe Biden, if you're listening, please just move it to class 2. Schedule 2 it for us. That's all. You don't have to do anything else.
Just decriminalize.
Just move it to schedule 2. That's it. It shouldn't be in the unusable, medical class. There's no reason for it.
That it's not,
even though the government does not allow legal studies, there's been enough studies on it to know it has more good than it has bad. It's got bad. I'm not going to say it doesn't have bad. I've been smoking weed for a long fucking time. And it's got its shit. It's got its downsides. Mm-hmm. But I'm also a functioning fucking person, and I have goals and shit. And I know a bunch of functioning fucking people that have goals and shit that smoke weed, and it doesn't stop that. It has no bearing on any of that. Those people are still the same driven. They're still the same hungry. They're still the same. All of that. So
I would throw an asterisk in there that it really does depend on a person.
It does because you're right. Because I know some motherfucking stoners that some motherfuckers just couch potatoes and
can't do shit else.
But I don't know that that's the weed that does it.
I don't think it's more psychological.
I don't think you can blame the weed. I don't think you can blame the weed. I think it needs to be on that person more than anything because I promise you they do the shit they want to do.
It's a psychological crutch.
They do the shit they want to do. Most people do the shit they want to do.
If it wasn't that, it'd
not
be
the shit
else
they should do or need to do. Mm-hmm. They do the shit they want to do, and then they blame it on somebody else when shit don't go right because they did what they wanted to do instead of what they should have done or could have done or needed to do. Period. I'm guilty, very guilty. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and say I'm not. This is me speaking from experience. You know what I'm saying? But that mentality's out there, and then it's blame, play the victim shit, and I hate that very much because it's damaging. You know, yes, you can be a victim. I understand, but how do you move forward from this type shit? You know what I mean? Yeah, we're gonna get into some deeper shit on the deeper side and then the darker side of things.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, but that's my thoughts. Well, give me your thoughts. I'm high.
I see.
I'll talk to you.
Man, nah, man. I'm thinking of psychological, like I was saying, it's like a psychological crutch, man, for some people.
Right.
Cause I've literally seen this, a couple people, I'm not going to put their full names or stuff out there.
Just like we're not going to put no PPP names out.
Yeah,
they already out there.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I ain't going to snitch on you players.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't know they was doing it like that.
They got all your shit out there. So if you register you a business, yeah, you're on that list.
I didn't know they was doing it like that. I knew they was getting it. And I know they, you know, and I see motherfuckers, oh, yeah, you fly, you got all this money, you doing, all right, good for you. Mm-hmm. I didn't know they was PPP money. I thought they was doing things. Now they hurt, putting up GoFundMes and shit. Talking about the laws coming after me and shit.
I'm like, what was you thinking? What did you think was going to happen? I can't do it.
That's wild to me. They about to get me. The feds about to get me. Let me get some money from you to get me out of my dumb shit. No.
And it was niggas, I'm sure, donating to that shit, man.
Because nobody's going to help me out of my dumb shit. I'm going to help you out of your dumb shit. Ain't nobody going to help me out of mine. Fuck you. Do your dumb shit. Pay your consequences.
But you know, I think inherently most men understand that mindset. And most women don't, because they don't have to. They always have some man to run to that ends up coming up for them. Or I will throw out those group of women that don't, and they do end up having to get out the mud, but they end up so jaded that it's like, what the fuck? You want to talk about men bashing? I know a couple women like that too, but
I'm not gonna woman bash because I know the shit that I do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You might be fucked up to me as a woman because I know I've been with some women, bitches, you know who you are, and yes, I called you bitches. I know we don't do that too many times in 2021, but yes, I did it. You two bitches. You know who you are.
If
y'all,
the shoe fits.
Right. Wear that motherfucker like a Jordan with the big symbol. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Wear that bitch because you own it and you know who you are. Shit. My thought. I done went all the way there. I'm not gonna go there. WoodStock. Okay. Take us away.
Okay, I'm gonna take you away. Obviously, this biscotti from Cali Roots, if you guys want to be a sponsor, is
Cali Roots. I know there's one on 23rd Meridian.
Yeah, that one's fire. I go to one on 63rd. Shouts out to them.
Yep, shouts out to them. Shouts out to all the dispensaries, all 600 of you.
Shit, you know there's like 7,000 growers out here?
I believe it. Oklahoma's a big weed spot. Look, it's a big wide open ass fucking space. Of course it's a big weed spot. Hell, weed is the #1 cash crop in America.
You know, because of the governor in California, a lot of those growers are moving out here because it's just.
I saw that because the laws they wrote the laws to where we almost got legal. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
I mean, I say within 2 years, as long as you get out and vote and know your local laws, we can get this recreational shit passed. We don't have to worry about these fucking laws because it should be recreational. I believe all drugs should be decriminalized. Now, I know a lot of people gonna disagree with me on this. I don't think heroin. I don't think meth. You know what? How does it impact you? You know what I mean? If they doing shit and they're hurting people, well, people do that on weed. People do that on pills. People do it on alcohol.
Yeah, all kinds of shit.
People do it on cigarettes. People do it on coffee. You know what I mean? People do it on Coca-Cola. Let's pick your drug here, people.
You know what I mean? My whole thing is we're trying to police adults. I'm like, you're gonna do what you want to. If you're already on something,
I don't believe in victimless crimes.
Exactly.
Period. If there's no victim, there's no crime. Period. How can you convince me of a crime if there's no victim? Some
would say the victim is the person themselves or the people they're hurting around them. But,
those people were making choices. And they should be allowed to make those choices. Every person should be allowed to make their choice. Right? There's no reason I should police that.
It's the illusion of free will, man.
I shouldn't be able to tell you what to put in your body or do what you do. Or it went out. Or to do anything with your body and that brings us to the abortion bill. You know what I mean? And I know abortion is such a touchy, subject. But my thoughts are, I don't care what you do with your sex organs and the offspring that come from them. Me as me, if I get you pregnant, I'm not gonna say I'm never, because I've done it before. But I was stupid then. I'll admit that. I was stupid then. When I did it, I was dumb. But me today will never ask you to do away with baby. You make your choice. It's yours. I'll be there for you if you make the choice to keep the baby. I'm not, and I'll do everything that I need to do. My ex-wife, I was married for 13 years at one point.
Oh, sure.
It's a long time.
It is.
It's a long time. I met my ex-wife. I'm not gonna say her name. She wanted them too. But anyway, we ain't gonna go that far today.
So back in this truck up a little bit.
Thank you.
Trying to save you a little bit.
Appreciate it. We're not gonna go there today.
So crazy though. So with abortion, I've always been, it's the woman's choice. Granted, I feel like it should, if you're, procreating correctly, the person you're with should understand your feeling or whatever on the matter. But at the end of the day, it still falls on the woman to do what she's supposed to do to keep.
If you decide that you're not going to be with me and you want to keep this baby, that's entirely your choice. If you decide that you want to include me in that, I'm telling you right now, yes, I want to be included. But if you decide that you don't want me included, what can I do? That is your choice. You're the one that had to go through every minute of them fucking labors. Or pregnancy labors. That was stupid. But y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Shit. All 6 of y'all.
No, but I sent you another video. I don't know if you've seen it or not. Probably not.
Which one? The mediocre video?
Yeah. You seen that one?
I didn't watch it, but I was like, I'll fuck with mediocre. Man, I've been busy as fuck, man. I told you I've been working 5 to 7 the last couple days.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, I'm not even tripping.
Yeah.
No,
but I pay enough attention to shit, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the video I sent you is basically this lawyer was talking about some family law stuff that had passed, where there's a potential where, as long as the case is submitted on good faith, women could sue men who aren't the biological father of their children for child support.
I've seen this.
So if you were like a neighbor or somebody providing some type of support.
Yeah, if you provide them support, I've seen this. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's bullshit. Like,
it depends.
It make you not want to help nobody else.
Well, they did it for a reason, and motherfuckers have found a loophole. So let's say this woman get pregnant. It's not your kid, but you meet her whenever she's 3 months pregnant. And y'all decide, all right, I know you're pregnant. It's not mine. And
I'm going to help you raise this kid.
I'm going to help you raise this kid. I'm going to be in I mean, I want to be in your life because you know what these motherfuckers do.
Yeah.
I want to be in your life. I'm gonna take care of the baby.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be there for you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they get into this relationship, and what, a year and a half down the line, 4 years down the line, you know, who knows? Depends on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Shit goes south, and they signed up for the shit at 3 months pregnant, but it was just a verbal contract. You know what I mean? They didn't get the little written on the court paper contract.
Yeah.
They just had a little verbal agreement. And then, but he's like, all right, man, I don't want to spit game. Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna put this one out there. Fuck y'all. If y'all doing this shit, y'all need to stop doing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell a woman you're gonna be there for her and her child if you're not gonna be there for her and her child, unless she's stupid.
Most of them end up in that.
If she's stupid and you tell her that you're gonna be there for her child and you end up not being, that was because she was stupid. It has nothing to do with you. That is the standard disclaimer, and that's the unwritten law from this day on.
Yeah, dog. Man, I just look at this shit like, dude, it's really not that complicated. Like, go get the nigga that's responsible for this and make him pay for it.
Right. So this guy gets off scot free. Mm-hmm. He done nutted and just bounced.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you done came up here and you done fell in love with this girl. Now you have the responsibility, but you sold her that dream too. So you have to own your part. That's my thing. I own the shit that I do. Mm-hmm. If I fuck up, I fuck up. You know what I mean? I am prone to it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to fuck up. That's just me. It's what I do. Mm-hmm. But at least I'm man enough to say, hey, I fucked up. I'm going to try to learn from it. I'm going to not fuck up that way too many times. I'm not going to say ever again. I'm not going to fuck up that way too many times. I'll learn from it eventually. It may take me a few times, depending on the situation. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I think that's everybody. You know, or most people. Mm-hmm. You know, because we have our things that we should learn our lessons for, but we don't. Mm-hmm. Right? I know we do. I know I'm not just talking to you. I'm talking to people that's... The couple of people that's listening. You know what I mean? We're going to have some listeners. Y'all going to listen to the show. This is the dark side thing. Don't worry. Hey, I fucks with Joe Budden. I want to be as big as Joe Rogan. That's where I'm going. Or want to go.
I think we're going to have to get on this podcast.
We're going to get David Banner on here.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you got to put it on the board.
We got some guests, right? Yeah, on the board. Hey, you see the big mirror? Y'all excuse me. That cough is brought to you by Chronic. So, me and best friend Sean, shout out Sean again. I'm gonna go. I got a trip planned to go to Georgia to go visit this motherfucker. I need to. He lived here and his ass moved. I'm kind of salty, but I'm happy, but I'm like salty still.
I mean, but you know, low key, the black capital.
Yeah. No, he's a white dude. He's like you, like. Yeah, he's a white dude. He's right wing white dude.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. You wouldn't think it. I mean, you might think it because people look at me and like, oh, he's a white dude. Well, I mean, my mama's white. My daddy's black and Seminole. Mm-hmm. So, but and that's more what I identify. I identify with the black side because I was told whenever I was younger, my mama told me this. Mm-hmm. She went to the doctor one day, and she took me to the doctor one day. Whenever I was young, I was little. I remember this, and she was like, she was filling out the paperwork. Well, I don't know what race to put down for him, and they told her, well, what is his dad?
And that's what they go off of.
Yep, mm-hmm. And she was like, well, he's black and Indian, and they was like, well, that's what you go by. And from, you know, when she told me this is what they told her at the hospital. She was taking me to the hospital for whatever the fuck I went to the hospital for, and was filling out these forms.
So they're just saying you black,
right? So, and the thing that resonates with me the most is the story of OJ.
Why?
Why? Still nigga.
Oh, I thought you meant the actual story.
No. Jay-Z's story, LJ.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like, you stabbed Nicole? What?
No. I mean,
I'm like, what happened?
no. Let me back up. How convenient that when I was just talking about my ex-wife is alive. And if anything happens to her, it don't have shit to do with me. I'm on the microphone. My son, my son is in there.
Wow.
Yeah,
no. What's that coincidence? That's crazy.
Yeah. We're not doing that. No, we're not.
I didn't even know. See, look,
my ex-wife's still alive. I've been divorced for, since what? 11, 12? I don't even remember. I know I was like, yes, when it was done. Mm-hmm. Because she was not a fit for me. Hey, Lola having a good time over here. I wish we had video. We don't have no video. My girl Lola, that's my cat. That's my number one rider. I've had her for like 4 years. She's the coolest cat ever. Shout out Lola. She over there chasing something around. Anyway.
She chilling.
Yeah, she doing her thing. But yeah, I was married for 13 years. I got divorced in like 11, 12. When did I get divorced? I think it was 11. We talked about it. In 12, it was official. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
It's been long enough.
It's been about a decade close. We getting there. And I'm happy about that shit. This is episode 1, bitches.
Episode 1, bitches.
We're going to do this. And I love you. I love black people. This is the darker side of things.
The darker side of things.
We might change the name of that also. I don't know. We'll workshop it.
We'll workshop it. Right now,
it's the darker side of things.
That's what it is.
But we may not always talk about the darker side of things. We might talk about some white things. You never know. Because I'm interested in a bunch of shit. Mm-hmm. And we just might have to veer off topic. We just might talk about things sometimes. But still lean toward the darker side of things. How about that?
Wings and things.
Right. I mean, because when it comes down to it, that's what matters to me. I've got black children, you know. Mm-hmm. I had a black woman as my wife for a long time. I care about black issues. I'm black. I mean, people don't, like I gave that story about the hospital thing. I mean, since then, I have no choice. You know, that's because that's how I think society looks at me. And that was when I was young type shit. You know what I mean? So, and it stuck with me. It stuck with me through my life. And I was like, okay, well, this is my identity. So I've got to embrace it. I've got to love it. So, and people look at me. I've been called white so many times. I mean, I'm light skinned. I'm light complected, you know, and it's been COVID shit. So I definitely been in the house and haven't been out in the sun as much, you know. So that haven't helped.
Have we treated you like Sean King?
Right. Hey, but I'm not Sean King.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not Sean King.
They be trying to do you like
Nah.
They be like, nah, man.
I'm not Vanilla Isis.
I mean, you never know what side of the fence he on, man.
I'm gonna tell you what side of the fence I'm on. I'm gonna ask questions. I'm gonna think logically. I'm not gonna just jump to a conclusion. Well, I might, but if you continue to talk to me about it, we're gonna reason about it. Usually, I might jump because it depends on what it is. You know what I mean? I might jump how it impacts me emotionally. I could jump to it, but me as a reasonable person, I'm gonna think about it later. It's not gonna be able to get me the whole time. So, man, if we're gonna wrap up, I might stop talking because I'll keep going. It's the dark side of things. I'm LJ.
WoodStock, we're out.
All right.